Welcome back, guys. Today I'm going to be watercolor painting a ink drawing that I did of hollyhock flowers. The video that I created previous to this one is all about drawing with ink pens, and I talked about my favorite ink pens and my favorite techniques. And today I'm going to be talking about watercolor paint. I don't have a brand that I'm loyal to or a favorite. I do have some that I like more than others. I'm using Winsor and Newton professional watercolors, which I really like. And the color of the flowers are going to be permanent rose. And I bought a tiny little tube not too long ago. It's a 0.17 ounce. And it has lasted so long, and I'm only halfway through this tube. So it's very saturated, very good pigment quality. And then I'm also going to be using Daniel Smith extra fine watercolors in Cascade Green for some of the leaves. And then I'll also be using some Van Gogh Viridian for another shade of green in those leaves. But the first thing I usually do is I do a wash, and then I start building up values, and then the last thing that I do is some details. So right now I'm just doing some washes. I'm going to add some values. I tend to work pretty wet in the beginning, and then towards the end I will use less water and more paint for the details. But right now I'm just laying in my washes, and I'll be doing that for just a bit. Okay, let's talk about something that's been bothering me a little bit, and that is the background of my videos. So I'm going to be working to improve the overall appearance of my painting surface. I've been working with some ideas and choosing colors and surfaces to paint on that are a little bit more pleasing to the eye, and also some paintbrushes that are not so beat up. So I've been painting for a while, and my surfaces are a little bit painted on and rough, and my paintbrushes are a little bit beat up, but I'm going to start working on the overall composition of just my video surface. If you guys have any suggestions or any ideas, I'd love to hear them. Obviously I want to be practical. I'm not going to go over the top, but something a little bit more interesting to look at. I'm still painting these leaves. I am slowly building those layers. I am using a small round brush. I believe it's a size 8. It's one of my favorites. I use round brushes a lot with watercolor paint. I highly recommend it because it holds a lot of water, and you can use the tip for finer details. You can use the body of it for broader strokes. Occasionally I'll use a flat paintbrush with watercolor, but typically it's always a round paintbrush, and I have a variety of sizes, and some hold a lot of water. So if you're using wanting to do a large wet background area, I would recommend that. Or if you're doing something more details, I would recommend probably a size 6 or an 8 round brush. So I recently just bought the Winsor Newton Indigo, and I couldn't wait to use it. I love dark blue, like navy blue, indigo, any of those. And so I was excited to use this for the first time. I'm just doing a nice wet and wet background with a lot of texture, and just making it a little bit darker around the flowers and fading out a little bit. Just kind of having fun with it, not too much detail, just kind of creating an interesting backdrop for these flowers and this composition. And so I'll just continue layering in the indigo and the water. Okay, I'm almost finished with the background, and I really appreciate you watching this video. I would love to know your comments, or questions, or any advice that you may have. I really enjoy painting with watercolor. I enjoy drawing with ink, and I love combining those two things in different ways. And I will be making more videos on drawing with ink pens and watercolor painting, and any other kind of creative drawing or painting videos. But I also would like to hear your opinion on surfaces or backgrounds for creating just kind of pleasing to the eye videos. I believe my backgrounds are pretty plain, and I'd love some advice. One of my favorite parts of a painting is coming up soon, so don't miss that. That is the pulling the tape back reveal and those exposing those clean edges. So here we go. Let's rip this tape carefully, of course, and reveal the clean edges. Oh, that's just so cool. All right, well, I really appreciate you, and if you're not subscribed, please subscribe to my channel, leave me some comments, and have a wonderful and creative day.